10 minutes after the hour. In our past couple of weeks of brutal cold temperatures, snow and ice, we've had a lot of driving problems and accidents on the road. Combine that with the fog that we're seeing this morning in the southeast, and driving conditions, you and I both know this, can really be treacherous. Indiana will remind you of this. Police say they responded to nearly 150 crashes in just 24 hours, with recent multi-pile carloads like the one you just saw out of Michigan making headlines. We're asking because the newest thing that's coming out of the Detroit Auto Show is this driverless car wave. Could the answer to be preventing accidents, or could the answer to accidents and preventing them, be driverless cars? For the discussion, let's turn to the car expert, Lauren Fix. Hey, Lauren, so everybody's trying to come out with this new technology where we just read the paper, make coffee, talk to our friends, chat online, and the car does it for itself. So, I mean, is this a viable thing right now, or is this something we're really going to see years in advance?
Maybe in 2030, it's almost like the Jetsons at that point. But I think in reality, we already have some of those autonomous features in our cars: active cruise control, lane change departure, blind spot detection,
Right.
cross traffic alert. All that is great. But one of the things you have to think about is if you can't see, your car can't see. So if there is heavy fog, if it's snowing real heavily and you're in a total whiteout, you're not going to be using that autonomous portion of your vehicle. You actually have to drive. So you can't just get into a car. If you're going to do that, then get a car service, an Uber or a cab. That would be a better choice.
You know, and it's one of the things that came up in our morning meeting yesterday after the show. Do they test these driverless cars on ice? Do they test them in bad weather? Do they test them in glaring desert sunshine? Do we know any of this, or have they gotten that far yet?
Yeah, I was actually talking to an executive at Audi yesterday, and they had just done a drive from Silicon Valley to Las Vegas for the CES show, the Consumer Electronics Show. And one of the things he said to me was, you wouldn't think about it, but the sun, especially in the desert areas, are coming down so brightly that they're actually now creating filters for the cameras so they can see the roadways. And so you would think, okay, well, what if it's raining? And they did actually come into a situation with rain, and they had no problem, just as if you wouldn't use your cruise control in the rain because you can hydroplane. He says that's when we actually tell you not to use the autonomous portion, but that's going to change as sensors get better, self-cleaning sensors, filters on cameras, more reflectors on roadways. All that will help. But mind you, autonomous cars are only good on the highway. They are not designed for city streets.
Yeah, and country roads and all that stuff too. Lauren Fix, thank you so much. It's technology that we're all excited about, but it's really good to put it in perspective so we know how close it is in reality and the kinds of things they're testing too. All right, this kind of technology is not too far out of reach, so you and I will be hearing about it for years and years and years. And there's self-driving cars basically that are allowed in 4 states right now. They're Nevada, Florida, California, and also